We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. So here we are with the SPY, the SP500 index, doing a full transition from the dip area to multiple dates of rip areas of bright green bars here on 42 vision and breaking through key resistance levels. Now, in today's video, we're going to break down what's going on within the charts with 42 vision, the inflow versus outflow, and bull and bear indicators, which I'm going to pull up here, and you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY under a bull indicator since Friday, after canceling out this bear indicator that popped up in the pre-market, and inflows had crossed over on Thursday in the pre-market, and on Friday at the bell they continue to pull away from the midpoint and continue above today. So we're going to talk about in today's video how the strength continues here within the charts and how we are up here now above 415 and trying to approach the resistance that we've talked about based off the history of the chart of 418, right? So the first thing is, on the 30-minute, there is a bull indicator. There is strength and inflows are above. And on the 1 hour, you could see here, there is some outflows within the volatility, a hidden divergence here. While the stock is going up, outflows are here, but the inflows are too strong for the outflows to reflect quickly into the charts because we're above the midpoint. So that is something to not ignore. I will be watching this going into tomorrow if these outflows continue towards the midpoint. That is something to not overlook here as it's happening on the 1 hour chart. And this bull indicator, since way down here at 407, continues to hold strong within this staircase effect. And we'll have to see if these outflows get canceled, turn from red to green, and instead of going downwards towards the midpoint, actually pull upwards and turn green away from the midpoint, staying above, meaning that inflows continue to dominate and outpace the amount of outflows. So outflows are trying, but not enough to impact the chart until it crosses downwards. You can see what happens here when these crossovers happen. It dropped down from 410 all the way down to 406, and then when the crossover happened back up, we went from 406 all the way up to 412 last week, right? Tuesday and Thursday were significant moving days, and Friday continued. And today, it's been a little bit choppy in the first half, which we're going to look at because our SPY bot sent out a bull notification early on in the morning. And we're going to look at that here in the charts together, right? And that's something you gain access to as well upon joining. You gain access to the indicators and our bots, which sends live notifications directly to the Discord within the live action, right? So let's go ahead and look at it here. So on the 5-minute, early on in the morning, it was actually sitting sideways and pulling downwards. And right at the bell, as you see it there, pushing upwards, a bull indicator, inflow crossover. And as you see it popping up there in the screen, our SPY bot sent out a bull notification at 9:40 a.m. And from that moment forward, the inflows crossed over. And within an hour, call options went up 100% plus, guys. And this is what you can gain access to, the clarity and edge with the indicators and our bots upon joining. Check out the link down below, and we look forward to having you join us. So here we are with the SPY on the 5-minute, having a lot of volatility, but the strength dominated in one direction, and that was upward, guys. You could see that one moment of a bear indicator within the volatility, and it found support right around the same area when things pulled up, came back down and ripped all the way up towards 417, came back down to 415.70 area, a little bit below that. Those outflows did cross over, they slowed down, and the inflows began right around this area here. As you can see there, if we circle it up, it's when these bars were transitioning, and on the 30-minute, inflows were above. So on the bigger time frames, it was holding up the overall chart. And if you look at the 15-minute, same thing, right? It crossed downwards, quickly started picking back up, and right around this area was the area where the inflows crossed over on the 5-minute, on the 15-minute, and it was right around the area of 416.23. Bull indicator there at 416.70, and it ripped nearly a whole entire dollar in just 2 bars on the 5-minute, constituting to the high of the day. And the bull indicator on the 15-minute never got canceled here after the opening bell. Even when it came back to retest that support of 415.65, things just bounced right back up. It almost created a double bottom effect. Those inflows picked up on multiple time frames, and that's where the strength came from in today's volatility. And that's something to not ignore, right? Watching these things happening, right? When these supports are hit, where the bull and bear indicators are, and are the inflows going together? Because the inflows were above all this time throughout all this volatility, up, back down, and up, and even down as it's going right now and sitting sideways. What's happened? The inflows are above on the 30-minute, and on the 15-minute, it briefly touched below it, quickly came back up, and literally right around this area of 416.36 to 416.50, it ripped back up with strength. Now, things are starting to look a little bit more volatile to the downside here. As you could see on the 5-minute, no bull indicator has been canceled yet. This bull indicator is still in effect, but on the 15-minute, no bear indicator either. This bull indicator is in effect, but there is a slight outflow forming here, and outflows have crossed here on the 5-minute, and the longer this stays below and pulls away from it, the more domination that the bearishness could start to have, especially if a bear indicator pops up here and these outflows get closer to the midpoint. And that's something to not ignore within the volatility of these charts. Now, I'm going to share with you guys the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow, but I did want to zoom in and let you guys see within the volatility what's been going on and what made the chart go up the way it has today, right? You could see it clearly here on the 5-minute. You could see it clearly here on the 15-minute when these inflows have dominated, and every single time it slightly pulled downwards, that bear indicator or weakness got canceled by finding support all morning in the same area, right there around that 415.80. Worst case scenario at the bottom was 415.60, but it bounced there in the morning. It came to it, came up, came back to it, double bottomed and ripped. And in the bigger picture, it literally double bottomed right here. And if we look at it from the 15-minute, that bull indicator within that volatility never got canceled, even though outflow slightly crossed over within the volatility. So that is something to not ignore. But let's go ahead and look here at the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. So the first thing is on the 30-minute, those inflows are above. We are under a bull indicator since down here at 411, and we're getting pretty close to a pivotal resistance, which is 418. That is something to not ignore. If you zoom out to the 1 hour, it's going to be crucial to watch if these outflows continue downwards and start reflecting that weakness into the charts, or will these inflows continue strong, dominating over the chart? That is something I will definitely watch closely. And if you zoom back into the 15-minute, these outflows are beginning, and if they cross over, that could quickly start to roll over into the 30-minute, into the 1 hour. And right now, no bear indicator has popped up yet. This bull indicator is dominating, but I will be watching that very carefully in the second half of the day and going into the close. And if those outflows cross over and a bear indicator pops up, I'll be watching how this 1 hour reacts as well, and the 15-minute, how it rolls over into the 30-minute as these inflows are above here at 1.8, and we have green inflows. But if they switch to red and start going towards the midpoint, that could quickly start to reflect that weakness into the charts. So those are the key things I'll be watching with the inflow versus outflow, and the key levels in that process will be, well, the first support, 415, guys. 415 is crucial. That's where the strength has been all day, above 415.50. If that gets broken through, comes 415 in that tight area. Then below that, comes the 413 area. And to the upside, it's going to be critical and crucial, the 418 area. And if that gets broken through and these inflows continue strong on multiple time frames and pick back up in the volatility of the 15-minute and do not cross to the downside, if not, it levels off and brings itself back up, switching from red to green and reflecting that strength into the charts, 418, and then comes 420, guys. These are the tight areas I'm watching right now, to the upside and to the downside, with the bull and bear indicators and the inflow versus outflow. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.